Hey guys, so today's video is about the Try Guys. I think this is going to be my actually last video. It's just a lot has been happening on the Try Guys Reddit forum, which I've been following since the drama kind of started, and there is just a lot of like stuff in there that I wanted to address and kind of talk about. So today's video is very kind sponsored by NordVPN, who are offering you guys a huge deal on a 2-year plan with 4 additional free months, which is incredible. So you can just use my link in the description if you want your discount, or simply go on nordvpn.com/Angelika Oles. NordVPN is obviously a VPN service, but it's also the best VPN service. It has great speed times. I've never felt like I was missing out on any internet speed while using a VPN service, so that's amazing. Mainly when you're trying to stream things from different countries, which is what people use a VPN for. You don't want any delayed speed times. NordVPN can be used for so many different security reasons, which is probably the best investment you can make right now because everyone uses the internet, everyone uses a phone, a laptop, an iPad, and NordVPN is the best way to do that. That can be a man-in-the-middle attack, so someone, for example, impersonating a public Wi-Fi in a cafe or in a library, you connect to it, boom, you're hacked. Phishing, so sending out links that you will click on and get hacked or have something bad happen to you. Or the most common hacking way these days, which is credential stuffing, so just stealing your password. If you put in your regular email and password on a website that is not very maintained or like kept secure, there can be a data leak, and then people just have access to your email and password that you've probably used for other things as well. Using NordVPN eliminates all of these issues. You should put on a VPN whenever you're trying to connect to a public Wi-Fi because it creates basically a barricade between you and the pesky hackers. With phishing, once again, people send you links, but you're connected to a VPN, so there's that protection. And with password attacks, you can use a dark web monitor, and NordVPN will alert you when such a thing happens. So NordVPN is super important to your internet safety, which is basically just overall safety because we're just constantly on the internet. Other than internet safety, there is just the convenience of being able to connect to any country that isn't your own. So I like to watch American Netflix, I like to watch Canadian Netflix, I like to just jump around because I've seen basically everything on the British Netflix. And sometimes when I'm researching something, I can't access certain articles or videos because of country blocks, so that's just an easy way for me to get around that. Now, like I said, you guys can click the link in the description to get a huge discount on a 2-year plan with 4 additional months completely free. Subscribe to the bell, like, comment for engagement. Also, I do have a TikTok account that I post on a lot, so if you guys want bite-sized drama content, go on there, and let's just get into it. I'm not going to recap the drama because, like, if you're clicking on this video, you probably know what's happening and what has been happening, and if you don't, but it's basically just a cheating scandal that destroyed a company. Since then, we've all found out that Alex most likely either left or was fired. Left was probably the more like probable choice. She's just not included in any permanent lists of employees on any of the videos. They have like a list of people that helped with this particular video that you clicked on, and then a list of just like, these are all our employees, and she hasn't been in any of the videos recently. Ned is obviously fired, and Ariel, people like to correct me a lot. Accents are different. We don't say Ariel here that much. Anyway, she hasn't been back either. She was doing the podcast, the You Can Sit With Us podcast, and she hasn't been back yet. So that's just kind of like the quick fire updates. Ned, for the longest time, hadn't changed his bios on all his social media, so it still looked like he was part of the Try Guys, which is a very odd choice because you'd think he'd want to distance himself from the drama, which is so directly linked to the company, but he didn't want to, and now he has basically just changed off his social media accounts to say things like New York Times bestseller, and still has like the husband thing in his bio, like a husband to Ariel. I just think it's so icky. Like, I know that he's still a husband because they haven't gotten a divorce, but maybe leave that one out for now. Like, it just feels a bit, you know? There is some shadiness from the Try Guys. They recently posted a video where they were making Pop-Tarts, and it's just a competition they do. If you guys don't know anything about the Try Guys content, I'm gonna simplify it. They do these like competitions where the 4 of them will learn how to make a new food from scratch without a recipe. So people call it war without a recipe. It's many different things, and essentially they're just trying to find out who is like the best cook without a recipe. So this one was Pop-Tarts, and they actually had Rosanna Pansino on and a few other judges. Now, they all filmed this while Ned was still at the company, so now they had to kind of get around that, which they did mention they would have to do, like edit people out and yada yada yada, which is what they did. They actually covered up Ned with an elephant, and whenever he spoke and they couldn't edit it out, they just put like an elephant sound over it. And it seems to be that they called up Rosanna Pansino to film herself just saying one word because she said his name, and they wanted her to not say his name. Now, I went on the forum because I was like, okay, well, what's going on, you know? And someone said, I'm sorry, but I'm living for the edits for this season of War. I know some people do not like it, but I just love it. Whatever gets them through it, or I am all for it. And that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, look, as long as they're getting through this, like, I love the sassiness, I love the pettiness, I love the way they're just like addressing it but not addressing it at the same time. I think it's great. Like, for example, they recently edited their book cover, and where Ned would be, the outline was kind of taken out and it just said error 404, which I thought was so funny, but like some people clearly don't. I'm gonna get into that. Anyway, someone said, like, I know some people do not like it, but I also know that most of their videos were shot and filmed beforehand and they are trying to salvage it as much as they could. And all I can say is that the editors need a raise. Was it shady? Yes. Was it funny? Yes. But is it iconic? Yeah. If shady humor is the only way they could salvage the footage, and I am in. Personally, for me, it's not my place for me to say that they need to move on. The situation took a toll on their business and took a toll on their mental health. Not just Eugene, Zach, and Keith, but all their staff are affected by this as well. If this is how they do their process of healing from the situation, I am all for it. And someone said this sub really needs to add some mods who are actually active. And I saw this as like the first post when I clicked on the Reddit. And I was wondering, like, what is going on? Why are people beefing in the Reddit? And literally the post below that was, is anyone a little over the shade? This may be my most unpopular opinion to date, and there's no good way to word it. The entire Tri team has earned the right to be so shady about this entire situation. So this is in no way trying to judge how they handled the situation at all. I just love the dramaless aspect of the channel, and there was a whole different energy before that I really admired. I'm nervous that they won't return to that, which is fine. I'm just a little melancholic for it. Does anyone feel the same way, or do I just need to accept that not everything will be kind and good and nice all the time? Again, I'm so sorry if this is rude. I just feel like I'm the only one, so I'm curious. Someone said, I feel like it's a little extra shady right now because the videos that they're releasing now were either filmed September to October, so peak Ned drama, or like War, they actually have Ned in it and they're editing him out with jokes. Elephant in the room, the poll. Like, it's funny that they made him an elephant because he is the elephant in the room. Like, the topic is the elephant in the room. Soon it'll be relaxed a little, but I don't think they'll completely stop with the Ned jabs. He was a huge part of their lives and the company, and they had a huge public situation with him. I know I've had similar fallings out with friends that happened over 10 years ago, and I still joke about it. I think it's difficult to say, like, oh my god, like, I just want things to be different. Like, I want things to be like back in the day, but like, things won't be like back in the day. Like, they'll never go back to the way things were back in the day, because things are not the way they were back in the day. He was one of 4 of the founders of the Try Guys and one of 4 of the main characters of the videos in the Try Guys, and now he has ruined it so bad that mainstream media and SNL and different, you know, big publications were talking about it. Things are never going to be the same. This was the biggest drama of the year, and despite them never being a drama channel, he ruined that by cheating so publicly with one of their employees. Like, things are never going to go back to normal, because normal would be him not having cheated on Ariel and being a part of the Try Guys. That is normal, and that's just never gonna happen again. So I think I understand why, like, people are like, you know, we just want things to be normal. I get that, but I think, like this person said, like, the videos coming up until kind of the end of the year are going to all be including Ned in some ways. They have to make these shady jabs because there's no way to get around that other than just like scrapping the footage, which would cost so much money, you know? So I just think for now we have to like accept that this is how it's going to be. And then I think from the new year, probably they'll just have new content without Ned, so they won't have to make these jabs anymore. Someone said, yeah, agree, timing is the key thing here, especially considering they literally had to digitally conceal Ned's presence in the last video. As a video editor, I'm very much aware of how much work that takes. I wouldn't be surprised if all the shade and jokes are a coping mechanism to deal with the stress of the unnecessary burden his actions have placed on them all, how much work they have to do to remove him from the channel. Once we start to see videos made post debacle, I'm sure it'll be much different. Even during the heat of the drama, they were all expressing how much they wanted to just be over it and move on. So this has all got to be on backlog. Then someone mentioned how in the War video they had him in the background but like not his face, they didn't edit him out, and he was wearing an I Love Bad Ideas t-shirt. If there isn't anything like more ironic than that. And also their book was called The Hidden Power of Effing Up the Try Guys. It's like he was telling us something. I bet he was suggesting these things like, hey guys, I'm gonna wear an I Love Bad Ideas t-shirt for no reason at all. I'm not indicating anything. How about we call the book How to Like Mess Up or something similar? Not from personal experience, just so it'd be funny. Like, It's just so on the nose. Someone said, unpopular opinion. Props to the editors, obviously, for working so hard on removing Ned from the videos. But personally, I'd rather just watch the videos as they were filmed. Am I alone on this? Of course, I'm still watching them now, but my curiosity gets the best of me. I think I could probably watch the jokes and find the videos enjoyable and still think Ned is shitty at the same time. I really would have liked to see what Ned made for War, and I actually would have been interested in seeing how he did at the Broadway audition. Now, yes, but we don't actually know what the severance situation was. Like, maybe in the contracts of leaving the Try Guys, it just means like you're never included in any Try Guys promo again. And they just have to make these abrupt decisions. Like, we don't really know what the legal is behind the scenes. And we can tell, you know, what's on camera and what's shady and what's petty, what's on social media. But we don't know as a company what decisions were made and how they're going about this. So maybe legally they just can't have him in any videos or any footage. So, you know, there's some ideas to weigh up here. Someone said, unpopular opinion, most of you guys actually liked Ned before. I see all these posts saying I never liked Ned. Ned always gave me bad vibes. Ned was always my least favorite, etc. But I know that's not true. If you actually disliked Ned before September, you would have said something. We are a very honest fandom. If something bothers us, we say it. I read the comments on all the videos I watched, not just Try Guys videos, and I'm 99% sure the most negative Ned or negative comment I saw in like 8 years or something like, Ned is playing away too safe, Ned was so loud. Edit, so I should have mentioned that there is a faction of fans who always disliked Ned and are only speaking up now because they feel more validated in their dislike, and or it's more accepted to dislike him now, which is also totally fine. I know those fans exist, but my point is that some of the posts feel disingenuous or performative, only saying they've always disliked Ned because it's popular now, and I completely agree. I actually think this is an unpopular, well, maybe it is. I just completely agree. I think some people liked Ned or tolerated him. They were kind of neutral towards him. But now they're like, I've always hated him, because it feels good to be on the popular opinion. It feels good to be on the right side of drama. But I definitely think there are some people who like, he wasn't their favorite, like neither here or there about it, like didn't really care or actively disliked him. I didn't actively dislike him before this, but he wasn't my favorite. He was actually my least favorite. By a mile. I just didn't really care for him, and I've always found him just a bit cringe and just like not really my vibe. And this just confirmed it for me, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I hate him so much, because I didn't hate him, but now I just actively dislike him. Someone said, unpopular opinion about Ned. I hate to say it, but does anyone else feel a little weird about the guys abandoning Ned and Ariel and their kids during this? I know cheating happened, I know the success of their business and friendships was damaged, and I know the guys are hurt to say the least, but they had been friends with this guy for a really long time. He made a huge ass mistake and now he's completely alone. I know he did it to himself, but it makes me feel a little odd that the guys can just ditch him, sue him, and continue to throw shade at him. I wonder what his mental state is. Although he deserves to feel repercussions for his actions, I would hate to see him do something drastic and irreversible. I don't think he deserves sympathy, but I do wonder if any of the guys have reached out to him, putting aside money and businesses. Someone said, I think it's understandable to have empathy for everyone in this situation, but we also have to be more aware that we do not and will not know anything that is happening in real time off camera. I completely agree. I don't think they obviously had personal conversations behind the scenes. We just haven't seen them because they're not like live streaming their whole life 24/7. Someone said, what I'm picking up is that Ned wanted them to sweep everything under the rug, and when they refused to do that, and removed him from the company, he freaked out and had his SNL friend write that god-awful skit. Then someone actually posted a screenshot of the Pop-Tarts war, and it says, the Try Guys, without a recipe, everything is fine, a totally normal season. Which, like, it's totally not a normal season. But then earlier on, like 2 days ago, all the threads were just about how much they love the shadiness. You know, I love all the Ned slander in the most recent video. Bring on the shade. What did Ned make for the Pop-Tarts episode? Wrong answers only. Like, just really funny things. So things seem to be taking a weird tide where people like almost feeling sympathetic towards Ned, which is not how I'm feeling at all, and probably will never feel. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Are you feeling more sympathetic? Are you not? Subscribe to the bell, comment for engagement, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.